The ship we're looking at today is the Aegis Retaliator. This ship released with Alpha 2.6.0, which was about December 2016, January 2017. So it's been out for about 8 years now. And in that time, it's gone through a slight revision, and you can no longer buy the bomber version, which just comes with the torp modules pre-installed. Now the only option is the base model, and then you can buy either the modules on the pledge store or in-game. When you're looking to get into this ship, what you're going to look for is the elevator on the underside. Right here you'll see is one of the modular areas. Back here is another modular area. And then right over, which side? Right here is the elevator. Back before the revision that I talked about, these both used to be working elevators. But what they've done is they got rid of this elevator, and I'll show you why. It used to be that this bottom part here and this top part here were docking hatches, so you could drop out the bottom of the ship or drop in through the top. Instead, they got rid of those and they put the docking collar on the side to bring it up to be more of the standard with other ships. Turning back around, we come back to the center of this room. This is really kind of the landing point for entering the ship. Up this way is the front of the ship, and then back here we have the rear. I'll begin by taking you up through the front side. So right here is going to be the first modular room. Right now I have the torpedoes installed, so this door won't open. If you did install the cargo module, you'd be able to open this door and go right in through there. Off to the right here, we're going to find we've got the bathroom, and there's some little storage lockers here with some inventory space. And then back here is the shower. Leave. No, it's separate. For some reason I was looking for the combo that's so used to that in other ships. So we come back out around here, and then we'll go down the other side of the ship. So something a lot of people will miss when they walk through here is there's actually some component storage here. Off to the left, there are little blue lights, and you open these up here, and these are going to be your power generators for the Retaliator. And then you look in here, you can see the torpedoes. The front module holds 4 size 9 torpedoes. The rear module only holds 2. This here is going to be your fuses. I had to think there for a second. And then as you come through, it kind of splits off in a couple directions here. To the left, you have your pilot seat. There's a spot here to enter a turret down below. It's kind of like a chin turret. And then over here, you will find your captain's quarters. There's nothing special, just a bed. Not a whole lot to it. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be captain's quarters, could be pilot or just whatever. And then you come up here, and then this is more of just like your standard crew quarters. There's also a turret in the ceiling right here. Oh, had a little bit of a lag there. You can enter the turret and go straight up to the top. Come through a little bit more, you've got all your gun racks, which I kind of wish gun racks were down below, just because in the event if you're getting boarded or anything's going on, to have to worry about climbing up the ladder to go grab a gun, it's not super convenient. Additionally, so here are the other crew beds, and these I believe are also supposed to operate as escape pods, so they should close and you would be able to launch out of the ship. And that's kind of cool. It's got the glass top here so you can see out of the ship. Not a whole lot up here. Drop down the ladder, and then that is pretty much it for the front of the ship. It looks like there's supposed to be a fire extinguisher here, but it is just not there. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue towards the back. So here we have our jump drive, and then our warp gate drive, or whatever you want to call it. The Excelsior, I think, is like the standard in all ships right now. So you come around this corner. There's a little room here right in front of the module, And this is going to be like an engineering station. And this had recently changed as well. It didn't look like this before. It was just more of your standard engineering screen. And then you'll also have more fuses available right here. And then now as we go down the side of the ship, the two sides are basically mirrored. There's slight difference. So there's component storage here. You can open these up, and these are going to be your shield generators. And then here you got 2 more shield generators. And the Tally does have 6 of them now. So there's 4 over here and 2 on the other side. This is just an empty spot. I don't know what this is going to be for. Maybe they've got plans for it. Then you come over here. We have another turret. More fuses. Then come back here. We've got more storage. Come to the back. Here's going to be a cooler. And there's a cooler on the other side as well. Then you come through here. We've got another turret that goes down below. And then here's that other cooler I was just talking about. And then with, I was saying, they're pretty mirrored, so we're going to have a turret on this side as well. Another fuse box. This, who knows, they might have plans for it, but nothing right now. And then over here is we're going to find 2 more shield generators in an empty spot. And then there's our other 2 size 9 torpedoes. As far as the interior of the ship, that is pretty much it. So now we can kind of go through and I will show you like the firing arcs of the turrets to give you an idea of how those function. So as you can see here with these, if you have this fully crewed with all the turrets operating, you have pretty good coverage all around the entire ship. This actually makes a really great gunship. And now moving on to the torpedoes, once you arm torpedoes, the torpedoes will drop down. The animation isn't fully functioning right now, but you'll see here as you go to fire 1, it drops and it launches. Now the Retaliator, you can queue up to 4 torpedoes at a time. So this is just giving an example of 1. Let's take a look at what it looks like if we go to shoot 4 of them off. As you can see here, there is a little bit of a delay between each torpedo that goes off, but that's totally fine. There's barely any lag between them. Now this ship is modular, but the only 2 modules available right now are the cargo module and the torpedo module. There have been talks about like a troop transport module, but we don't have that yet. So for now, let's go ahead and dive in and I can show you the cargo module and what you can expect from that. When you approach, the modules are going to be on the front and rear of that elevator that's in the middle. You can open them from the outside. There's going to be 2 buttons, but you might notice here that they showed as being locked, even though they're not actually locked. I just had to press it a couple of times and it'll actually open. And these look like pretty decent lifts. You could probably fit like a little grav bike or PTV, possibly even a rock. Don't quote me on that though, I'm not totally sure. But these function just like any other cargo lift. Now this part here, I just want to kind of show the loading experience. Starting off with the 24 SU container towards the rear, you'll see that getting it in, I had to kind of bring it in at an angle from the side. It wasn't super easy to load in any other way. That was the only way I could figure out to get that one in. And then in the front module, that one's going to hold the 16 SCU. And you can see the little grid that I have here in the bottom left that kind of shows the layout. What's there on the bottom left, that's the rear module, and then the top right is going to be the front module. But yeah, I'll let this run. You can kind of see how this is loading, what it looks like when it's fully loaded, just to get an idea. As you can see here, once they're fully loaded and up in the ship, the bay is pretty full. There's really not much else you can do with it or anything else to squeeze in there. And now to go ahead and go through some of the stats for this ship. When you look at it stock, the turrets all come with the CF337 Panther repeaters. Those bring you at about 2,660 DPS. You've got those 6 size 2 shield generators giving you a total of 28,440 health points for a bubble style shield. And then you've got your size 2. It comes with a stock crossfield quantum drive, which is actually that's a great drive to start with. Now, if you run stock, the torpedoes are going to start you out with Argo 9s. Now, you can swap those out for other torpedoes like the Typhoon 9s or the Seeker 9s. And either of those other two options are actually going to get more damage for each missile, but you're looking at the difference between you've got the electromagnetic, infrared, and cross-section to consider. So now I'm going to make a quick switch. I'm going to change over. We're going to switch all the turret guns. They're going to switch from the Panther repeaters to attritions. You'll see that now our turret DPS has skyrocketed to 4,840. So really, you can get different guns on this ship, put out way more DPS than stock, and as long as you're fully crewed, you are going to be packing a punch. This is a great ship for going into areas that are very hot, heavy. You got a lot of fire going on because not only do you have the firepower, but you have a decent shield and your whole HP is through the roof. This ship has a whole HP of 138,981 hit points. So even if that shield drops, as long as you have all 5 of your turrets going like crazy and you're moving, you have plenty of time before you have to worry about being soft deathed or whatever it may be. Now that's going to depend on the size of ship you're up against and what you're being hit with, but for a ship this size, that whole HP is awesome. So now with all that being said and having all this information laid out, let's kind of get into the final thoughts here. Right now on the store of the Retaliator, this is the base module, which is all you can buy now. This goes for $175, so that is just the ship with turrets. No cargo module, no torpedo module, nothing like that. It's just the ship. Now, if you're looking at just getting that by itself, not so great. I think the torpedoes really sell it, at least in my opinion. If you want all the turrets, I think it's still great. Now, good news is the torpedo module can be purchased in-game. And currently, the torpedo module, both front and rear, can be purchased at New Babbage at Omega Pro, so that's over by the Commons. The front module is 1.8 million, and then the rear module is 800,000. And now you have to remember that's because the front module holds 4 torpedoes and the rear only holds 2. And before I get too far, just one thing to keep in mind, torpedo restocking fees are extremely expensive. Currently, you can claim your ship as a 4.1.1 and get those torpedoes back. Not that I'm saying insurance fraud is good, but that is a current workaround. But just plan on those expensive restocks. Now, as far as the torpedo modules and the cargo modules on the store, if you're looking to spend real cash, the front and rear cargo modules, they're going to run $30. Now, if you want the torpedo modules, you're looking at $75 for the front and $50 for the rear. And now, my opinion on this, if you have the money to burn and you want to back the project, by all means, go for it. Otherwise, honestly, the cost of these in-game are not that much. It's not that bad to go get these in-game. And on top of that, additionally, if you want to buy the ship in-game, that is also possible. The ship is sold at Loreville, right in Tisa Spaceport. They have that ship dealer there. And it goes for $7,938,000. Again, not bad, but if you're looking to back the project, it's not a horrible price for this ship. At the end of the day, this is a ship I have, and I think I will always keep. It's just something I love the look of. I love the style. I remember getting on it for the first time years ago and just being blown away, walking in and seeing these giant size 9 torpedoes. But I don't know, it holds a special place for me, and flying it and seeing it makes me happy, so it's a worthwhile ship to have. So it's one I would recommend if you like this kind of ship. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any further questions on this ship, or any information you think I missed, please put it down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. This is still kind of a new thing for me that I'm trying to get into, so of course any suggestions or feedback is always welcome. But anyways, I hope you'll have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the verse.